Well, good mid morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well today. Today is, in my world, Wednesday, February the 26th. I was going to sit outside and do my first outdoor live stream, but I went out there. It is about 64 degrees. But when I got out there, I'm like, man, it is really, really windy out here. So I thought, eh, eh, eh. Nisha's in the house. Hey, how are you, Nisha? What are you up to? So we thought we'd just do a mid-morning live. Lorelai is still asleep. Of course, she has to work late. So, Nisha, I'm doing pretty good. Back in the day, I used to do a lot of morning live streams, and I plan on doing a whole bunch of more in the future. But it's been during the winter, I don't do a lot because it's too cold. It's too cold out there. So I always wait until the evening. So I'm good. What time is it? It is 10:39 a.m. here, Nisha, is what time it is. I'm trying to find a nice picture of us to put on as a thumbnail. Here's one. I'll just use that. So Rish is in the house. How are you? I need to adjust this camera. So give me 1 second. There you go. So yeah, Lorelai is still asleep, obviously. And I'm just in the office hanging out, trying to get a few things done this morning. So Nisha, I think Lorelai's trying to message you on Facebook so she can coordinate that. However you need to coordinate so that she can send you that, the stuff from Dennis. She wants to make sure that you get it. But, bro, that didn't work. That picture was too big. Yep, I am here. Outstanding. We're glad that you are here. We like it when people come in and hang out with us in the mornings. I'm really looking forward to getting back outside. And thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. I'm really, really excited about going back outside when the weather's nice. I take you guys fishing with me. We go to the parks. We sit outside and enjoy the morning sunrise. It makes you feel so good when you get that sunrise energy going on your body. Man, it's some good stuff. So that didn't work. Nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you too. Where are you from? And tell us, if you want, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you like to do? What part of the world you're from? It's no, what? Oh, is it snowing here? No, no, no. Not today. Not today, luckily. So no snow today. It's about 64 degrees Fahrenheit. So, which is pretty warm, not warm, but it's still kind of cool, but it's about 30 degrees away from snow weather. And we're not supposed to get any snow anytime soon. And I hope, anyway. We are supposed to get a bit of rain later in the week. Reese joined Lorelai's last live. Excellent. Niche, thank you for doing that. Thank you for subscribing to our channel if you haven't done that. And I want to encourage you to go to Facebook if you haven't done that and find Lorelai's blog with apostrophe S, Lorelai's blog, and on Facebook if you can, and watch some of her Reels videos, and then follow her on Facebook too. Who's live? So my wife and I have a channel together. This is called The Adventures of the Filipino American Couple. And for all of you folks, please give us some thumbs up. So The Adventures of the Filipino American Couple. I'm the American. The wife is the Filipino. And we live in the United States. And so a lot of times my wife does live streams late at night when she gets off at work. And then I do them randomly throughout the day because I have no job because I'm worthless. Matthew and Mommy's World, good morning, host. Good morning to you. It's been a while since we've seen you. How are you? Finally got the chat pulled up on the big screen so I can read it. Yes, sure. My name is David. David. And hello, Matthew. Welcome to the live. Thank you for being very good to everybody, Nisha, and welcoming everybody. I hope everybody will say hello to each other. And myself, Rush. Yes, I see. Well, we appreciate you being here. We're hoping you're having a good morning in your world. It's morning time here. It's about 10:43 a.m. where I'm at. So I wanted to come on a little bit and say good morning, everybody. See how everybody's doing. Remember to give those thumbs up, please, if you would. And remember now how you help people out on YouTube. If you didn't know, if you want to subscribe to somebody's channel, the best thing to do is go to their channel, watch a video, more than a short, like a one or two better, 2 minutes or longer video. Then leave a comment on it, give it a thumbs up, and then hit the subscribe button. Then that's the best way to subscribe to somebody's YouTube channel. So Nisha says, don't be shy. That's right. Matthew Mommy's World says hello to you, Rish. Great to have you here. Don't be shy. Absolutely good. Can you comment and communicate with everyone here? Well, I'm trying. Oh, me or Nisha? Matthew Mommy's World is 8:44 a.m. in Oregon. Yep, you guys are a few hours ahead of us. 2 hours ahead of us, sorry. And Oregon's a beautiful state. It's 10:14 where he is at Rish. And yes, Nisha says, yes, Nisha, thanks. Yeah. Nisha's one of our good supporters and follow hers. And, he was saying that he was shy to communicate. Sorry, I must have missed that, Nisha. Well, don't be shy. Nobody's going to judge you. One thing you're going to find about our channel is we work extremely hard not to judge. We don't we don't criticize and we don't judge. We let people be who people are. We do give a lot of advice if you have questions or concerns or thoughts about things. Now, sometimes people don't want the advice, but I give it to you anyway. I always come to watch, but I don't comment. That's okay, Matthew. I'm just listening. All right. Yes, if no one is going to judge you, we love having conversation with everybody. That's right. Feel free to share. That's it. That's right. Feel free to share with all your friends, your neighbors, your politicians, your business leaders of the world, your classmates, anybody you want to share our YouTube channel with, we greatly appreciate. But yeah, we just want people to do well in life. Is part of our goal is for all of you guys to do well in whatever you're trying to do. And we don't judge people. Or at least we try not to. We try not to. We just try to share our American adventure, our Philippine adventure with you guys. A lot of people like to ask questions about America and the Philippines, or about immigration, or about this or that, or science and math or technology, because we do have a broad base knowledge. So we give a lot of relationship advice, it seems, on all levels. Matthew says, I can relate to your topic most of the time. Good. And to be fair, we do drive off into the ditch sometimes, as we call it in America, meaning we talk about weird, random stuff that has no real value, but that's okay. Yes, host, because I'm Filipina, live in America, and married to a American host, so I know. Yes, yes. But yeah, Russia says, Mr. David, how was your day? Well, the day's just getting started, and so far it's pretty good. I've only been up a few hours. You know, it's springtime. Well, I take that back. It's here in my part of the world. Winter is starting to get over, but it's not done yet. So it's starting to be nice days versus not nice days. And so as the weather continues to get better, I will enjoy going outside a whole lot more every day, and unless the weather's bad. So I haven't been up more than a few hours. I've been hanging out with my two dogs, been reading, watching the news because I watch the news a lot, checking my emails, stuff like that. I had a kiwi for breakfast and a little bit of juice. And other than that, it hasn't been too exciting yet, being until I came on here with all of you kind folks. My end it, it's 10:20 p.m. I know. Rush, I think I've joined. I think you've been around before, Rush. Yes, so I agree, Nisha. Our time is over, unfortunately. Well, it's not over. It's just your day is winding down, and the exciting thing is this: when one day ends, you know what that means? Another day begins. So that means that day has not been written yet. So history of tomorrow has not been written. So you get to write what happens tomorrow. You get to live tomorrow. And it's up to you how you live tomorrow. So that's the really good thing about when one day kind of comes to an end and another day starts. So new day, new energy. That's right. And it's up to us to have good energy. You know, we can choose to be miserable or we can choose not to be miserable. It's up to you. We can choose people to let bother you or you can choose people not to. So, Risha agrees. Yes, Pat. Riley's in the house. Good morning, Pat. Everybody say hello to Pat. Good afternoon. Well, it's still morning time here. I know it's noon for you, but for me, it's only 10:50 a.m. Here, I gotta feed the dogs at noon and get Lorelai up and cook her some food and all that good stuff here in a little while. So Nisha said hello to you, Pat. How are you? Doing pretty good this morning. I told a little bit ago I was gonna go outside and hang out and do this live stream because it looks like a really nice day and it's in the mid 60s. But the wind was so strong, ugh, it felt like it was in the 50s and I was worried about the wind noise, so I didn't stay outside. So I hope Pat is doing great this morning. I hope all of you guys are doing great. And exciting thing, I'm going to try to get a haircut this weekend. Today's Wednesday. I think I'm going to try to talk Lorelai into doing it on Saturday because we're too cheap and poor to pay for haircuts, so we do them ourselves. So Pat says he's doing good. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're hoping for a great day. I will be live again probably later tonight, much later tonight, maybe 7, 8 o'clock p.m. my time. So what, in another 10, 11 hours? Just know that I'll be live again. I've been working on some YouTube videos and I need to clean my office a little bit. I got to work on my model today. Yeah, host, it's been raining the past few days. Now the sun is out. Yes, out and about with him today. There you are. I was thinking about you the other day. Out and about with M&D. I was thinking about you. Yeah, it's late winter here. It's not, I don't want to say early spring yet. So we're going to get a lot of that back and forth weather. I'm just, yesterday was in the 70s and I missed an opportunity to go fishing and take you guys fishing with me because the weatherman the day before said it was only going to be in the upper 60s. So I didn't plan to go fishing, so I stayed home. Good morning, out and about. Everybody say hello, good morning. Where's David? What's your timing for your live session? Well, this morning, I will probably only do an hour, 10, 15 minutes this morning. Tonight, I will probably go live somewhere. I will be live probably somewhere around the 7 p.m. hour. So 7 p.m. my time. And remember, it's almost 11 a.m. here. So, hello, Emily. Welcome to the live. Hello, Nisha. Hey, Jose. Jose's here. How are you? Morning. Quick hi to you and your fans. Well, thank you. You're one of the fans. So, hello to you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate all of you guys. And that's partly why I like to come on in the mornings and the afternoons and evenings and the really early mornings, because not everybody gets a chance to come and hang out with us at night. So I really do like when the weather gets better and it's warmer in the mornings, you'll see me outside early, like 6, 7 a.m. Also doing live stream because I want to be able to reach out and say hello to all of you guys. I want to be able to see how you guys are doing, what's going on in y'all's world. Because, I know a lot of you guys say that you learn a lot from my talks, but in reality, I learn a lot from you. And I'm always excited to hear what people are up to. So Jose, thank you for being here. They got a great YouTube channel, by the way, and M&D has a great YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked out their YouTube channels, please feel free to do that. So we have a lot of great followers and people that give us thumbs up and support us, and we're excited. This next couple of months, we got so much going on that we hope to share with you guys. We're doing a school fundraiser for the Philippines. We're raising money through our PayPal account. If anybody wants to help out with that through PayPal, or it's on the PayPal links is on our YouTube channel page. But we're raising money to buy school supplies for disadvantaged children in the Philippines. And when I mean this, I mean really, truly disadvantaged children. Meaning that if mom and dad goes and buys the school supplies, there's a really good chance the family can't eat, at least for a good week or so. So we're working on that project. We do it every year. Lorelai and I do it quietly. But this year we decided to open it up to the public. So if anybody's interested in that or got any advice for that, just let us know. And we're going to be putting together school packets. So each packet, we'll have the families identified already so we don't waste anything. And we'll put a package together that has everything they need, and maybe even including the school uniform and backpack. Because in the Philippines, you got to wear a school uniform, unlike America. Jose says, hi, Matthew, and Mommy says, yes, hi, Reese. How are you doing? Yeah, Dennis is a big donator. He had donated a lot. He has. Dennis, one of our supporters and followers, is a really good guy and supporter of people in need. And he also likes to reward very nice, hardworking young students like Nisha. So Nisha has a big reward coming to her that her and Lorelai are going to work out on how to get it to her. So that's kind of exciting. No, Reese, I don't work. Well, Dennis is in the chat right now. Dennis is probably working. But no, I don't have a job. I'm one of these deadbeat guys. I don't work. So fundraiser, yeah, it's a fundraiser. We're going to be doing it through February, March, April. And at the end of the April, we will be transferring the funds to a group that we trust in the Philippines, and they will be doing all of the purchasing, organization, the stationing, and the delivery of the school supplies to the needy families. So that's what we do every year. But yeah, we got a lot of great supporters. Dennis is a big one. We got some others that will just send a couple of dollars, which we greatly appreciate. And, many others. We probably had... when we, over the new year, we donated 350 kilos of rice to needy families in the Philippines. And we probably had 15 to 20 different people who donated money for that project. So it's not just one or two people. It's a lot of little people that send in a little bit of money. We collect it and take care. So that's how that happened. So right now, I think we've had about 5 people donate funds for our school supply drive. Yeah, he is a good man. Dennis is a good guy. He's kind of a character. He's kind of funny, but he is a good guy. So, But Jose, we're glad you're here. I haven't talked to you in a while. We know that you're busy during the day, but thank you all for coming in, the thumbs ups. So that's one thing that we're doing. We're planning a trip to go to a state called Alabama, which is further south by the Gulf of America. So we got a trip planned for that coming up here, not super soon, but here pretty soon. And of course, when the weather gets better, we're going to be going back outside and enjoying the weather. And looking forward to that. I'll take you guys fishing with me sometimes. Pat's in the house. He says, Pat gives us a big old thumbs up. Pat, are you doing good this morning? I hope you're doing good this morning. Have I been to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia? Yes, I have. I have indeed. Not a big fan of Atlanta. Georgia's not a bad state. There's some beautiful places in Georgia. Pat probably knows this. There's some beautiful places in Georgia, but Atlanta's a little chaotic, to say. Heard you, thanks for advertisement currently. Yes. Well, we want everybody to like, subscribe, and share not only to our channel, but to everybody's channel. We want to help everybody grow their channels to become whatever they want them to become. And we think that's important. But yes. Advertisements currently, yes. Got to watch those ads, right? Those ads are pesky. Doing good, having some coffee. I just had some juice this morning. I've been on a V8 juice kick here lately, and I like V8 juice. I don't know if you guys know what V8 juice is, but I like to drink V8 juice. It's very filling because I'm trying to eat healthier. I've dropped 50 pounds, last year and this year, and I'm trying to get some more off. So I'm trying to eat healthier. So Reese says, here I'm serving coffee and a barista. Nice. I am a barista. Wow. I like those coffees. They're just usually too many calories. I do remember the old ones. Where the people used to hit their head. Yep, V8 juice is good. I like it. And so this whole bottle has, I'll just tell you a little bit about it. It has 60 calories, 0 fat, 0 saturated fat, 0 trans fats, 0 cholesterol. It does have quite a bit of sodium at 900 milligrams, but that's okay because I can use the sodium. Carbohydrates are 13, dietary fiber is 3, total sugars 10, but no added sugars. And protein, it has 3 grams of protein. So I've been on this last year or so. No, it's nothing but juice. I'll tell you, one thing I'm learning, and I'm trying to do better, because I made a bunch of videos about a book I've been reading by Dr. Ken Berry, Lies My Doctor Told Me, Medical Myths That Can Harm You. And he's talking about how we should try to eat more natural, kind of like Nisha does in her country. Americans eat too much processed foods. Everything we eat in America is processed. So here's what the ingredients are for V8 juice. Vegetable juice, tomato juice, carrot juice, celery, beets, parsley, lettuce, spinach, salt, and that's it. Those are your ingredients, all natural. Yes, in India, I'm in India too. Okay, so you guys eat much better than Americans do, just like the Philippines does, Mexico, Canada, Germany, every country in the world but America eats healthy. We eat garbage in America. That's why we're all so fat. So I will try V8. Matthew says, yes. It comes in these size, and it also comes in a smaller one, or you can get it in a big juice jug. I really like the little metal small ones because it's just the right amount, but sometimes they're hard to find, Yes, you eat a lot, but you eat healthy food. You eat things that are grown from gardens. We get our stuff at a supermarket. We eat processed everything. Cereals, grains, breads are heavily processed in America. Nothing is fresh in America. All right. But what logic tells us is maybe we should eat foods like what our ancestors used to eat. And so this is what this Dr. Ken Berry believes here in America is Americans would be much better off if we decided to eat what my grandparents ate, stuff out of the gardens, fresh meats, watching how much bread you eat, stuff like that. What did my grandparents do 60, 70 years ago? They weren't fat. They were normal size, right? And how did they eat? They ate stuff fresh, unprocessed. They didn't have to go to the grocery store for everything. Yanisha says, yes, our stuff is way more healthier. Risha is mostly veggies. Yes. And I like pickled beets, Pat says. Okay, Pat, you and I are going to differ on that one. Woo. I can't really handle anything that's dipped in vinegar. I like I like pickles, but I'm really not a pickled vegetable person at all. I don't like kimchi. I don't like, different relishes. I'm not one of those type of people. So even your state is leading producer. Yes. Yeah, that's what's funny, right? In America, your state can be one of the leading producers of a product, but we don't eat it. So it's really bad. So I'm very excited, trying to eat better. I'm trying to get Lorelai to do the same. It's like I'm trying to get Lorelai back into the groove of eating Filipino food, eating her food versus the American food, because that's kind of the way it is. Because in the Philippines they do the same, right? And it's like here in America we're taught to eat cereal and milk. And one of the things I'm doing videos I do 2 videos a week. I review one chapter out of the book every week, and I do a video about it. So I do that twice a week. And I think it's really funny that one of the common sense things that Dr. Ken Berry talks about is why are we as adults consuming so much milk? And because we know the advertisers tell us that we should. That's why the advertisers, the milk people, tell us. But he asked this question: if milk is so really good for adults, then why don't we see adult animals drinking milk anywhere else in the world? So adult humans are the only animal that drinks milk. Cows don't drink milk when they're adults, horses, pigs, chickens, whatever. There is no other animals that drink milk as adults. Elephants, you name it, doesn't happen. Tigers, lions, bears, it doesn't matter. So just something to think about, right? If adult animals don't do it, maybe we shouldn't do it. What's the difference in Filipino food? Well, it's kind of like y'all's food in India and other countries. It's fresher. It has way more vegetables than meat ratio, right? They do eat a lot of fish. They use a lot of soy sauce versus, other things, which is, they, how do they fry, or they cook over open coals a lot. So it's not deep fried so much all the time. But a lot of it's just fresh noodles, fresh vegetables mixed with fish and meat. So, and you chop up the vegetables right there and you eat them, and you can pick them up at farm stands. So people are growing these things, and they eat a whole lot more fruit. And of course, they do eat a lot of rice, which Americans really aren't into rice as much as other countries. But they do eat a lot of white rice. So that's right, host. You like that? Yeah. So you like that, Matthew? So that's kind of the difference. It's a soy vinegar based food line, right? And I've actually gotten pretty good at cooking it over the years. So yeah, I've been to Cebu. They eat mostly seafood. Yes, seafood is big fish. If they can get lobster and shrimp, they love it. I mean, my wife loves seafood, and I like a lot of seafood, but not as much as her. I don't mind eating like fried squid, little baby squids that have been chopped up. But, chewing on a squid is not my number one thing. Now, I love calamari, but I'm not real big on the squid dishes or the fish soup with the eyeballs. So that's kind of an American, not so much. But yeah, they eat a lot of seafood. Now they eat a lot of pork. Don't be misguided. The Filipino population loves pork, or the non-Muslim population in the Philippines. They love their pork, and they roast it, and it's called pork lechon over an open fire, and it's one of the most popular dishes in the Philippines. And we make it here in America for the Filipinos. And they love their chicken, and their chickens are usually, an American chicken may weigh 5 pounds when you buy it at Walmart, but you're going to get a normal chicken in the Philippines that doesn't have any growth hormones or processed. So you're going to get a chicken right out of the farm. You lived there for 3 years? Wow, we lived in Cebu too. So very cool, Rich. Very cool. But now you're in Seattle, right? I don't want to say it, but it doesn't sound good. That's okay. You can say it. They do eat a lot of onion and garlic and soy sauce. It's kind of the holy trinity in the Philippines. And I like certain Filipino foods. I mean, they do make like an egg roll, which is called lumpia, which I'm a big fan of. So there are some dishes, but I don't like soy sauce and vinegar. I didn't grow up on it, so I'm not quite used to it. That's true. We love to eat pork. Yes, pork, right? A lot of pork. No, mommy, yeah. Pork. No, Risha's in India, right? Is that what you said? And mommy's in Matthew's in Seattle. So yes, they like their pork, and I don't mind pork, but I'm not a huge fan. Niche is the same in South India and West Bengal people. Okay, all right. Now, yeah. So what they do with the seafood is they make a lot of like seafood soups, and so they will chop up vegetables and they make a broth and they'll put a fish in it, and they eat it like that. Or they just take a fish and they grill it, just cook it on an open flame and grill it and they eat it. So that's pretty good, right? But when they take squid and chop it up, and just not a squid person. But lobster is pretty good. They love lobster and shrimp and all that good stuff. But the chicken is really good in the Philippines. I will say this. I like chicken, but I don't really like to eat very much chicken in America because I don't like the taste of it. But for some reason, the real chickens that they just grow naturally in the Philippines taste so much better. So I like those. I like chicken in the Philippines very much. American chicken, it just it feels like it's watered down because they're given so many hormones and chemicals to make them grow really fast. And I don't like that. So it's more famous in the south side of my country. Pat says he agrees. But I also like all kinds of food. Personally, I love Mexican food and I love German food, some German foods. I don't know. I like it. I love Japanese food. Japanese is one of the best foods in the world. I think it's one of the cleanest and one of the prettiest foods. We like Thai food, Thailand food. Chinese food is good. So Indonesian food and Cuban food is good. It's a little spicy, but it's good. So I like the chicken also in the Philippines. Pat says, yeah, the chicken's just much better. But it's grown. It's just grown. And if Lorelai and I ever buy us a little land where we can legally have chickens, we're considering growing a few chickens to eat. And growing them just with natural grain. Nothing fancy, no chemicals, just grow them, butcher them, and eat them. But in America, you go to Walmart and you buy a chicken, right? And it weighs 4 pounds, which is a really, really big chicken. When you get it home, you got to cut it open and drain all the water out of it because it's full of salt solutions. So they plump it up and they add hormones. We need to increase your spice tolerance. Well, Yeah, I've gotten better, you know. I have. I've gotten better. I like a little spicier now. I like some Indian foods, and you know, I got a good friend from Pakistan, and he's fed us, and some of their food's really good. I like, but you know, something like horseradish or wasabi, you know, I just can't do it. When I order stuff from the Thai restaurants, I always get a number zero hotness because I don't want to burn my mouth off. So, you know, you know, a lot of us Americans, especially if you grow up in the middle part of America, we eat a lot of gravy, potatoes, breads, and meat. And they're not real spicy, to be honest. They're pretty bland. They're pretty boring. But in other parts of the country, they do eat more flavorful foods. I like Greek food really well. And Mediterranean food is, wow, Mediterranean food's really good. So, but yeah, you know, and I like curry. We make shrimp curry here, but it's very, 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 very mild. But I don't like to eat jalapenos. I put them in dishes to add flavor, but I don't like to put a lot of jalapenos. Matthew in Mommy's World says, my husband even put gravy in his rice. Gravy, pretty much love her. Yeah, we love gravy, you know, and I do that. I don't, I'll tell you, I cook rice every day for Lorelai and the dogs because we feed our dogs rice. I don't like white rice at all, at all. But I'm happy to eat rice if I got like rice pilaf or seasons rice, or if I can put gravy on the rice, which I just did the other day. So I like rice that has flavor. Now, I just don't like white rice. I don't. I don't like plain, boring rice. I don't like it. I don't know why you would eat it because it tastes kind of like glue. But yes, rice, white rice with put gravy. Yes, that's, you know, gravy. Yeah, soup. Add some rice into soups. You're good. But here's something I learned in the last couple of years. We got a little mom and pop Asian restaurant, and Lorelai doesn't like their food, but I do. And but I really like their rice. They have the best freaking rice. So I finally asked him one day. I said, "Can I ask? Because I don't want to. It's not like I'm trying to steal your trade secrets. But what do you do into your rice?" He's like, "Oh, we just put a little bit of soy sauce in it." So they take their white rice and to give it some flavor, you know, they wash it and then they just add a little soy into the water that they cook it in. And it makes a little infused flavor into that. And I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. And then I got researching and found, oh, a lot of people would take their rice, wash it. When they put their water in it, they will also add a little chicken stock that gives the rice flavor. So sometimes you got to learn. Even when you're old, you get to learn things. With curry, it's delicious. Yeah, I like curry. I like curry. And I don't mind the rice with curry. So you got to put something on that rice. And curry's kind of like gravy, what we call gravy or sauce in America. And he said, yes, I love curry. Oh my goodness. Yes, I like Indian food. I like Indian food too. I don't know. And when I go to an Indian restaurant, if they don't have pictures, I don't know what they are. You know what I mean? So I don't know it well enough that I can read it and go, oh yeah, that's what I want. You got to kind of give me a picture, and then I can then the ingredients list, and I go, ah, okay, I get it. So I got to admit, I'm not an expert in Indian food, but we like Indian food, and I think, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Like it very much. Let's do the Philippines. MJ's in the house. How are you? I know what I want. What do you want, MJ? Tell us. What do you want? Where did M&D go? Is M&D still in the house? So let's do the Philippines. Everybody say hello to MJ. So what is it that you want, young man? Hello, MJ. Welcome to the live. And thank you all for the thumbs up if you haven't given us one yet. There he is, out and about. So I just want to check on you, buddy. You know, what's going on with your travel plans? That's what I was wanting to ask you. Oh, let's do the Philippines says, I want peace, love, and happiness. Is that a Filipino dish or an Indian dish? Just kidding. Just kidding. How are you from Nisha? Yeah, we do too. We want everybody. Look, I don't think the world can ever have it. So what we don't focus on the world having peace, love, and happiness. We focus on the individuals. We try to help individuals have that, and that's part of why we do the school fundraising thing that we're doing. And remember, if anybody wants to donate to our PayPal account, that's on our YouTube channel for school supplies. Feel free to do that. You don't have to, but feel free. So you're heading to Florida in 2 weeks. Okay, I was trying to figure out, I knew this is coming up for you. You love sitting on? It's too sour for me. There's a kick at it that goes, when Lorelai and I were, where did we go? We were in Galveston, Texas. We took a cruise somewhere, and we found out that they're in Galveston, Texas, by the ship, the port of Galveston, that there was a Filipino restaurant because a lot of the Filipino ship workers would come off and go there to eat. So we went and ate there the day before, and I had some of that, and it was really, really good. I take a bite and go, wow, this is really good. And then I go, oh, something kicks in, and hi, Nisha from MJ. So Florida in 2 weeks. We're going to be going to Alabama in April. So we're going to go hang out in Alabama for a week in April, house hunt, neighborhood hunt, go fishing a little bit, enjoy the beach a little bit. So we're doing that in April. We're hoping to go to Dallas, Texas for a trip to see my brother this summer. We're just going to go down for a couple of days. We're going to go to this really cool Japanese store and eat at Jollibee, and then go see his house, his daughter's ranch where she trains horses and stuff like that. So we got some things, and we're going to be doing some fishing, MJ. So saying hello to Nisha. But we all love food, right? But I'm gonna tell you, I think Japanese food is the prettiest and what I call the cleanest food on the planet Earth. I just do. I think it's the cleanest and the prettiest, and I love Japanese food. Love sushi and eel, you name it. I like Japanese food very, very much. But yes. So what part of Florida is M&D going to, my friend? What part of Florida? Yes, and that's right. That's right. Love them all. Love it all. And you got to have, MJ, you got to have some really good miso soup to chase down the rice, is what I like. I like a good hot miso soup. Helps to cleanse the palate. So that's important to me. Hello, let's do the Philippines. Yes. Sushi just means sticky rice. Yes, that's right. Palm Harbor and Tampa. Okay, all right. I know those areas. That's it. You know, Central Florida, like Tampa through Orlando, has one of the largest, most active, and proactive Filipino communities in the United States. Didn't know if you knew that or not. But there's Filipino restaurants and stores all the way from Orlando to Tampa, all through that corridor, up and down. It's a very active Filipino community, and you can find all kinds of Filipino stuff in that region. I don't know if it's because of the cruise ship industries or the tourist industry or what's what, the nursing industry. I don't know. But it is definitely, I get stuff from there all the time on Facebook because I belong to their group, and I'm shocked by how much they do in that part of the world. So I'm very impressed with their group. If we could afford to live in that part of the country, we would, and hang out with that group because they seem to be very active. A lot of good restaurants. I see the ads for their Filipino restaurants and food trucks. So it's good. So I hope you enjoyed that. How many weeks are you going to be in Florida, my friend? Venus is now considering maybe trying to do all what she needs to be done for her to come to the U.S. with me for a while. Wow. Okay. So since she's not a wife, right, then she has to come on a tourist visa, which means somehow she has to have bank accounts Do they still require them to own land? At one time, for a Filipino tourist visa, they had to have land owned or be owning land in the Philippines. They had to have a certain amount of money in the bank account, and to even apply for a visa, for a tourist visa. I'm not for sure. I haven't kept up on that. Yeah, so I think you're going to run into some roadblocks. Usually the only tourist visas that can come here from the Philippines are people that have a good chunk of money in the bank and own land, if it's still the same way. Matthew Mommy's will say, yes, that's right. Strong ties, yes. That's the way to say it, Matthew. It's right. It's kind of like they want to make dang sure that you're going back to the Philippines, which, I think is really sad that we make it so hard. It's so hard. I mean, I'm okay with making it difficult, but it seems to be extremely over difficult. And I think that's wrong because in so many other countries, it's not that difficult. And I think that's sad. I think it's sad. I think, that's a little sad. Because and sometimes they got to have a sponsor. I've told the story that Lorelai's aunt, who's Filipina, she married a German, and they lived in Germany all their adult lives up until just recently. They're back in the Philippines now. But they wanted to come to America, and we couldn't get her to America. He could come here, and I would have to, give a letter of invitation for him to come here, for him to get his German visa to come. So him getting a visa was not a big deal. He had to have money and all of that and prove all of that, but he could come here. But she couldn't because she didn't own land. She didn't have, she was still a Filipino citizen. If she would have been a German citizen, then she could have came here, pretty easily, but not as a Filipina. And so they didn't get to come to America because we really wanted them to come here so we could show them America. Yes, host MJ says our plan is to retire here in I call it PH land. I used to teach science somewhat, and so I think it's funny to call it PH land. But it seems like it will cost a lot to do that. Well, I don't know. We can talk about that sometime. You're living there now, MJ, but we can talk about all of that cost. If you're talking about retiring in the Philippines, I don't know. I mean, we can talk about that sometime and help out. I think it all depends on how you're going to retire in the Philippines, to be honest. So yes, host, it's frustrating to do for her. Yes. Yeah, for her to come to America, it seems to be costly. Yeah, and a problem. But because I know you guys aren't married and there's no intentions of you guys getting the whole married thing because of all of that. So it's going to be difficult. It is. Now, if she, was a nurse, she could come here as a nurse and have an immediate green card. But yes, on a tourist visa from the Philippines, it's not easy. You do intend to marry someday? Well, that's good. And then you can do the spousal visa. Now, look, here's what I'll say about that. If you intend to marry someday, then why are you waiting? Just get married and do the spousal visa. Get it to where down the road you guys can come back and forth to America. Come on. If you're already there, and we've talked about this, that you already want to financially take care of her for the rest of her life and this and that, what are you waiting on, buddy? Come on, man. Take the plunge. Matthew, Mommy's World spouse is easy to come. Well, it's easier than a tourist. The K-1 visa is the easiest. But the spousal one takes longer than the K-1. K-1 visa, let's do the Philippines. She's not annulled yet. Okay, so that's going to be the problem. That's going to be the problem. Now, maybe when they pass these new divorce laws, then maybe that will change. Right now, somebody getting an annulment, unless you have a small fortune, and I mean a fortune, that you're willing to pay the Catholic Church and the government in the Philippines, it's not going to happen. So just keep that in mind. But maybe after they pass the divorce laws, then maybe there's probably going to be an onslaught. Because, to be honest, and I've talked about this, it's not fair for women in the Philippines who got married when they were really young and then the guy ran off, for them to be stuck in the Philippines or stuck never being able to get married again to somebody that would take care of them and love them and marry them. It's just so wrong to stop these women from having a great future. And the Filipino government should be ashamed of this because they are hurting their own people. But the adjustment in the K1 was also another story for the K1. Yeah, but the K1, how the K1 works and why, I'm an advocate of it because it does usually take half the time. But the problem with the K1 is you have to go visit the Filipina or the girl in Jamaica, wherever it is. You have to go visit them in person. Now, and then you have to file for the K1 visa, which could take up to a year. And you got to do an affidavit of support, but you got to do an affidavit of support when you do a spousal visa anyway. So no matter what, you have to have an affidavit of support. But but I don't, but if you're already married and you apply for the married visa, right? Then that already means you've already met your wife because you got married. And right now, America doesn't allow virtual marriage to qualify as a way to get a marriage visa. It's pretty late. I need to say bye now. Nisha, we appreciate you. Get some rest. So have a great day, everyone. Take care. And I'm sure Lorelai will be reaching out to you, Nisha. So thank you very much. Everybody say good night to Nisha. If a spouse has automatic easy to get the green card once, well, yes, it's easier. It's a 3-year process. So even if you're a K1 visa, right, and you get married, and as long as you're married to an American citizen, it only takes 3 years to to apply for citizenship. You can get the adjustment of status, and then your green card comes in within pretty quickly after getting married. I know that from our personal thing. But when you want to become a U.S. citizen as the wife, it's like Lorelai had to wait 3 years. No big deal. As soon as the 3 years is up, she became a U.S. citizen. And then we immediately turned around and had her become a dual citizen back in the Philippines. But yeah, it's pretty easy to get your green card if you're married. Bye, Nisha. Good night. So it's interesting and exciting. Now, if a Filipino is over here on a work visa, what I'll tell you this, there's certain work visas that gives you an automatic permanent residency card, meaning you don't got to go back home. It's not temporary like a nurse. If you're here as a teacher, that's not the deal. Teachers on a work visa and they got to go back. But if you get married to them in America, you can apply for the spousal visa. But if their work visa, their first visa expires, then they got to go back until the spousal visa clears, and then they're allowed to come back. What if she gets annulled and I marry her here? It doesn't matter. The spousal visa works that way. It's fine. It doesn't care where you get married. You can get married in space, I guess. You just got to get physically married. So getting married in the Philippines is not the issue. America will recognize that marriage. Yes. If you guys are married in the Philippines or any country, as long as there's certain countries they don't, but the Philippines is fine. You get married in the Philippines, and then what you have to do is apply for the spousal visa for her to come to America. She can't come to America just because you're married in the Philippines. You have to apply for the spousal visa, wait for that to come in, and then she gets to come to America. And then in 3 years, if she wanted to, she could apply for American citizenship and then back to dual citizenship. Yes, sir, MJ, yeah. I actually still believe that the K1, MJ, here's something that you could do. It's a little tough. Since you've been living with her and you got plenty of documentation, let's say that she's your fiance, you might be able to apply for the K1 visa, right? Because I would have to, I'm gonna double check this because I don't think I think you have to come back to America to execute the K-1. So the K-1 doesn't activate until she steps into America. But what I'm saying is you might be able to apply for a K-1 visa while you're living in the Philippines with her, right? As long as you have all the supporting information you need from America. And then once that comes in, you both could come to America and get married in America and live in America if you wanted to. So I think you could apply for the K-1 in the visa in the Philippines, but it cannot be executed. The K-1 is not active until she comes into America. That's where the spousal visa comes in. So, it is what it is. It is how it is. So we did the K-1, and I've known a lot of people do the K-1 visa. And you can do the K-1 visa yourself or use rapidvisa.com. There's a lot of attorneys that would try to help you with this, but a lot of them are scammers. I don't like the attorney route. If you need help, I think a company like Rapid Visa, who's located in the Philippines, who has a professional staff of attorneys, lawyers, and paralegals based in the Philippines that will take care of this, is the way to go. They have a template, a format, you enter in the data, they look at it and go, yeah, good, bad, no, here, you need this, you need that, this is wrong. They fix everything and they submit it for you. So I'm a big, gigantic believer in Rapid Visa. We used them a little bit at the tail end for some things. Loved them. Absolutely loved them. Pat agrees with me on that one. Can't do the K-1 while still married. Well, that's correct. No, she would have to be single, annulled, correct, or divorced, whichever it is. Absolutely. So you can't do that while she's still married. But as soon as you could apply for the K-1 visa while living in the Philippines, as long as you have American residency. And then when she comes back, when she gets granted the K-1 visa, it doesn't turn on. Now you do have like a short window to execute it. Like I think it's a 6 months window that when a K-1 visa gets approved that you have to execute it, meaning you got to get to America, the woman. And then you got the 90 days. As soon as she walks through immigration, your 90 days starts. And so you can get married in America in that 90 days, right? And do all your paperwork, adjustment of status, and then eventually go back to the Philippines if you want. But she's a dual citizen. But yeah, she has to be legally single to apply for any of those. Yes, hoes, yes, sir, MJ, can't do that. That's right. I talked to the husband and he said it would do everything for us to ensure an all-men happens. Yeah, but it's not about the husband in the Philippines. It's about the garbage. And you know this. It's about their craziness. And so what you got to do is find the politician who will approve it. Forget the husband. It's good that he's going to sign off on it, right? But he's not the hurdle. The hurdle's the government, the money. That's what it is. And it may cost you 10 grand, $10 to $20,000 to get it done. So it's all about the money in the Philippines. It has nothing else. They say it's about the religion, but it's not. Right on, host. So that's just still a cost. Absolutely. It's going to cost you. It has nothing to do with what the husband wants. I'm just telling you, it's all about the dollar. Everything's about the dollar. When we looked at adopting a child in the Philippines, it was a lot about the money, but it was also I would have to live there for 3 years consecutively before we'd be eligible for adoption. So that didn't happen. We didn't do that. But if I was willing to pony up some cash, they could make it happen a lot quicker. So your annulment is all about the money. Just know that. Now, they are working on laws changing for the divorce, except for in Muslim areas, which is fine. Sorry, I take that back. If she was Muslim and married in a Muslim church, then she could get a divorce. I don't think they call it a church. Sorry, guys. But if you're of the Muslim faith in the Philippines, you can get a divorce if you were married in the Muslim faith. That's the only group in the Philippines that can get a divorce is the Muslims. Everybody else can't get a divorce. But there has been laws introduced, and I think they're working their way through the system. So maybe in about 5 years, they'll be able to get a divorce in the Philippines. It's been going on for 10 years. Yes, that's the sad part of it, host. Yes, money, money, money. They take the time in the world and holds the annulment case. They do. But if you wanted to go faster, what do? You open up the wallet and you give them more money. That's just it. That's why I'm living the way I'm living. There you go. Yeah. And that's okay. We have a lot of friends out of the way. We know a lot of couples and a lot of people that are in the exact same boat. And there's not a whole lot that can be done about it. Yeah, it's all about the dollar, and Pat agreed with that. And sadly, everybody, it's just not a lot that can be done about it right now in the Philippines. It's truly, you can buy your way through and out of anything. And look, we have one of our followers who, during COVID, what was really sad was he'd been living in the Philippines for 9 years, right? He just happened to come back to America for like somebody's wedding, his daughter's wedding, that he hadn't seen in 9 years, right before COVID hit. So he's going to be here but he's married and he has a common law wife in the Philippines who was married before, so they can't get married, right? So he comes here right before COVID, gets hit with COVID. He gets stuck in America because he can't get back to the Philippines because visas are all closed. And until the 9A visa eventually opened back up. But he wasn't qualified for the 9A visa because he wasn't legally married. Another one of our friends who was legally married to a Filipina living in the Philippines was able to go back in about 18 months. And I helped him with the 9A visa, which is the spousal visa for the husband to go back, or the wife, the foreign citizen can go back and be with their spouse. That's the 9A visa. So we were able to help him, and he got over there, but then he came back for some reason. But our friend, who was not legally married in any way, shape, or form, he had to wait 3 years to get back to the Philippines after COVID hit. Just saying. Got to go. M&D says, appreciate you. Thank you for being here. We do. We appreciate you. Matthew, it looks like Nightbot got you for 5 seconds, so don't stress over that. Got to go later on. We appreciate you. Pat says, yes. Mark Bill's in the, hey, Mark, haven't talked to you in a while. How are you, my friend? Hey, David, it looks like you have lost some weight. I have. Thank you for noticing. Thank you. I've lost about 50 pounds in the last 8 months. I'm trying to get about another 30 off, would be really nice for me. Where I weigh now, if I could get 30 more off in a year, I would be really skinny for me because I'm a fat guy. I'm not one of these people that have ever not been fat. So if I could do another 30, man, you're talking about, I probably look like I'm dying of cancer or something. Look, so my lowest weight has only been about 15 pounds less than what I weigh now. So I'm trying to go further than that this time. So Matthew, Mommy's Rose says, I know, host, yes. But Mark, how are you? What's going on in your world? We haven't got to talk to you in a while. I haven't been doing many morning or day live streams. I've been doing nighttime stuff, so we've missed a lot of you good people out there. So everybody say hello to Mark for us, if you would. Weight in the head, it is. It is. That's where the brain is, right? My brain's heavy, man. So yeah, and look, I'm hoping to do better this year because I'm feeling a little bit better. The pressures, my legs are shot. And I have to use a mobility scooter, which I need to figure out how to buy another one because mine is no bueno anymore. So I really need to get a new mobility scooter because no matter if I weighed 10 pounds, I will still have troubles walking. And because my ankles, so many surgeries, my knees, so many surgeries. But getting the weight off does help. So I'm hoping to be more active this year, which will help get that 30 off, right? So if I can be more, and so right now I'm trying really hard to watch my diet, and I'm trying really hard to be more active around the house, doing what I can do physically. But I love to be active, so I've got my eye on a new scooter, but right now it's just not in the budget to buy it. So, but I need a mobility, so I can go fishing out in public, and we can go to the zoos and the parks. And all, because Lorelai and I like to do a lot of stuff. but I can't go walk the beach and I can't go walk the boardwalks and the piers. I can't walk a Walmart trip. I can't take a Walmart trip. I can, but go to Walmart and go shopping. But when I come home, I'm not able to walk for a day because everything hurts so bad. So MJ says, hi, hello to Mark. Pat is laughing. So Mark, what have you been up to, man? Turbo scooter. Yeah, I'm trying to save up for one, Brother David, too. Yes, yeah. Now, and maybe I'm a little picky, but Walmart.com, they got good prices on basic scooters. They do. They got some good prices on basic non-brand or knockoff scooters or brands that we've never heard of. The one I'm looking at for outdoor activity runs about $3,000. And it's designed for that. It's designed for somebody who's a little taller, kind of like me, because you got to look at the seat level and your ergonomics. And a lot of these scooters, the ergonomics are bad for somebody with bad ankles and bad knees because they force your legs up under you. And so the one I'm looking at is one where I can get my legs out, kind of like riding a motorcycle. When you ride a cruiser, how you sit, that's kind of where I'm at on mobility scooters, is I got to be able to sit like I'm riding a cruiser motorcycle. If I got to ride like a ninja, I can't do it. But saving up for them is good. That's good. But you're also going to save up for your trip for the Philippines next year too. So, and we're doing the same. We got a big move coming up later this year. So I'm trying to save money to pay the movers to get us to Alabama. So that's what I mean. It's hard to do everything we need to do. We need to go to Alabama and live where it's cheaper. We need to buy a different house that we can put money back in our pocket. I need to save, probably a good 10, 12 grand for the moving company to move us. I haven't got a quote yet, but I'm estimating that's where we're at with that. The scooter runs $3,000. Last year, this is part of our problem. Last year, we spent $12,000 on medical bills for our dogs because one of them got ran over by a car. She survived. And then the other one had a horrible sickness that we thought she was dying, and we spent lots of money on medicine and drugs and visits and doctors. And so we spent a crap load of money on medical bills for our dogs, not including ourselves, but for our dogs. Pat says, yes, yay, let's do the Philippines. We've got a couple of ninjas going on. Ninjas. Could I be a ninja? You think I would fit into a ninja outfit? But yeah, so everybody is kind of saving up for something, and we should manage our money well. And, and then of course, Lorelai's going to have to change jobs and we go live in Alabama, which probably means she'll take a pay cut because she makes pretty good money where she's at now. And the company that she works for doesn't have a location there. So she's not going to be able to transfer. So she'll have to start over. I'm thinking I may need to go back to work now because this market has hosed me. Uh-oh. So are you thinking about coming back to America and working? Or are you trying to do an online hustle? Pat says, yep, I'm saving for the Philippines. So that's good. Well, MJ, you gotta do what you gotta do in life. And I know you got a lot of skill sets. I wonder if you could work online. Hey, I know there's online jobs based out of Manila, out of the Philippines. I saw a thing for Carnival Cruise Line. They're needing a remote worker who can be based out of Manila, but remotely do the work to hire Filipinos to work on the cruise ship industry. I told Lorelai about that, but then I read the fact that we'd have to live in Manila even though it's a remotely job because you need to go in once in a while, I guess. Yeah, you worked remotely before. I'm hoping Lorelai can get a job working remotely because that would free us up. And that is something that we really want to do is to get Lorelai a job where she works remotely. We can set her up a nice home office and then we can live anywhere we want. You don't have to worry about it. We can live a little bit out in the country and she doesn't got to drive to work every day. So that's something we're really working on it. So yeah, if you look around, I know there's a lot of, there's a lot of stuff out there. You just got to find the right fit for you. Yes, you're right, MJ. So, but hey, making money is a good thing. I tell people all the time, as long as you can make money, make money. That's one thing I regret about my life. My health took me down a path that I had to give up making money, and I was making good money. But while I was able to, I was working two and three. I taught overtime, I taught extra loads, as we called it. And then I had a consulting business. I did everything I could to make money until I could no longer make money. 1.5 hours, something. So, well, you'd probably qualify for this. Go to the Carnival website, Carnival Cruise Lines, and they're looking for people that can hire the Filipino workers. You do the interviews, is what you do. But there's other jobs like that too, that you can do stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. So find something that works for you. I tell Lorelai, I said, and that's what I keep looking at is, man, if we could ever find a company that is a Filipino company that wants to do business in America, if we could ever figure out companies that are trying to integrate into America, man, if Lorelai could go work online for one of those companies, and she's bilingual, of course, and she knows the Philippines, and she's a dual citizen, man, that might be a really good win-win-win for us. So, if anybody knows of any of those companies that are trying to get into the American market, or American companies that are trying to get into the Filipino market, you guys let us know. I'll look them up and see. There's not a way that Lorelai can get involved in that. So probably not a six-figure job like I had. Probably not. No, probably not. Probably not. I think it was $50,000 or $60,000. I think U.S. dollars. I think that was U.S. dollars because I was looking on the U.S. website, the Carnival Cruise website from the U.S. So I don't know for sure, but I think it was probably in American dollars. And 50 grand in America, in the Philippines, is gigantic. So that's a really good thing. But yeah, I've always thought that. So if anybody knows of any companies that want to do business in the Philippines from America or vice versa, you guys let us know because I've been looking for some. Because if Lorelai, can get involved in the home office or the online stuff, man, she could do very well. And we don't have a problem if she has to fly to the Philippines every couple of years or once a year. We'd be okay with that. That'd be okay living there. That's a very good living there. And you know that. So that's a very good living. Very good living. And now look, I was going to tell you, MJ, if you didn't catch the news recently, now you can bring Venus to America very easily. There is a new way that you can bring her to America very, very easily. It just got announced. It's going to be coming out in about 2 weeks where people are going to start applying for it. It's going to be called the Gold Card. Some people are calling it the Trump's Gold Card, but it's a Gold Card, which is a visa. It's a gold visa. Many countries have this. I think the Philippines has this. I know Canada does, and Germany. A lot of countries have this. So what they've decided to do is offer a gold citizen card, a green card, which is a pathway to citizen if you want it to be. Now, all you have to do for an individual and or a company is pay $5 million to the United States government, and they issue you a gold card. That allows you to become a permanent resident here in America, like a green card, except for they will fast track you through the system with the gold card. And you got to be vetted. And if you don't get cleared, you don't get it no matter how much money you got. But you pay the $5 million to the government. And then you can come here and live as just a common everyday person, or you can start a business or whatever you want to do. 5 million USD. That's correct. That's correct. And they're predicting over the next few years that there will be at least up to 1 million of these things given out and sold over the next few years. Already new? Yeah, it goes out. I watched it yesterday. They said about 2 weeks they're going to start putting it out. And they already got people on the waiting list. They got companies, new. Oh, what do you mean? New? Yeah, it's a new thing. We haven't had that level of immigration at this point. It's been the traditional immigration route through the green card. There was another type. There is a different wording for it, and they've canceled that. there was kind of like, hey, a fast track to a green card if you met all these requirements, right? And you came to work and things like that. So, but they've gotten rid of that. Trump's administration said that's too complicated, it's too goofy, it doesn't make sense, it applies this to that country and that to this country. We're going to get rid of that program, and we're starting a brand new one. So you put $5 million, you give $5 million, you don't get it back, and then you get your gold card to live here and come here and go back and forth to wherever you want. You're free to travel, no restrictions. No, you cannot borrow $5 million. I'm still trying to get enough money to get me a house. I can't even, get $2.5 million to buy my house. I want $5 million so I can put some in investment. I can't even get I can barely get anybody to give us school supplies money. So I can't even get a mobility scooter. So yeah, $5 million is not going to happen. But what they talked about, and I thought this was really fascinating. Pat Riley says, "Be right back." All right. So what they talked about, and I thought this was fascinating, was this. A lot of companies are going to be doing this. They're going to be purchasing these gold cards for their top executives and employees, because they want their top executives to come and live in America and do business in America. And before, they'd have to go through this visa process, right? A work visa process. Now they can bypass that by putting $5 million into the government. So they're estimating, 1 million of these in the next 5 years or better. Because he said Japanese, one person said Japanese, Korean companies, Asian companies, Saudi Arabia will do it without a blink of an eye. German companies, they all want to do business here. They all want these people here to be able to stay here and to run the businesses that are based in America. So they're willing to drop the $5 million to make that happen. I think it'll be a good thing. I don't see anything wrong with it. Look, you can still be kicked out of the country if you do anything wrong. It's not like diplomatic immunity. It does lead you to citizenship. There is a pathway to citizenship through this program, but they will vet you, he says. It doesn't matter what country you're from, you will be vetted equally to everybody. And part of it is, what merit do you bring to America? So, yeah, I'm very impressed by it. I'm okay with it. Trump and Elon are already saving us tons of money. Curious about the gold reserve. Yes, it'll be good to see that in a few weeks when they finally get there. Right now, they're probably scrambling to put the fake bricks painted gold back in. So Matthew Mama's World is saying, hello again. Man, we thank all of y'all for the thumbs up we get this morning. So they are saving. But the key, and a lot of people don't understand this, they're saving us tons of money, but they're also trying to find ways to generate revenue. So how do you improve your budget sheet? You decrease your expenditures and you decrease expenditures and increase revenue. And they're trying to do that. I'm good with it. I don't really care. I mean, I know people are squawking about, oh my God, they're going to take your Social Security money away. The fear mongering about Social Security. No, that's not what they're doing. I have no fear that my Social Security will be tampered with in any way, shape, or form. I'm alive. I'm disabled. Mine will continue to go. What they're trying to figure out is who's dead. You can't have people on Social Security that are 150 years old, especially millions of them. So how does that work? It doesn't, right? So that's one thing they're working on. Same thing with federal employees. Apparently, there's a crap load of federal employees that don't exist that are getting paychecks. So that money is going somewhere, but there is no employee doing the job. And they're trying to figure that out. And so I'm good with all of this. I really am. And I know a lot of people on the internet and Facebook are mad because we're deporting so many people. And whether this makes you mad or not, I don't care, because I brought Lorelei here completely legal. I think everybody else should be here legal. I spent the money. I did the paperwork. We did the paperwork, whatever. Get mad at me, but if you're here illegally, you need to go away, no matter what country you're from, even the Philippines. If you're here illegally from the Philippines, pack your shit and get out. lot of fear, but that comes from people living off the. That's right. Yeah, the Democrats are bitching because they're the ones who's behind all of this. It's kind of like that. God, I can't remember her name. That lady who ran for governor in Georgia. Have you heard about this? And it didn't work. But apparently, she started an environmental group back in 2024, and she received $100 grant from the United States government. 2023. Last year, the day before before the inauguration, before Trump was sworn in, and the last few days before Trump was sworn in, Trump's EPA, through the EPA government, gave her $2 billion. $2 billion, not $200, 2,000, $2 billion. Gave her $2 billion. Right before Trump got sworn in. Gave her $2 billion. And this is an environmental group that in 2023 only got $100 and didn't exist before this. That's the corruption we've been dealing with. And that's sad. And so we got to fix all of that is what we have to do. And that's what they're trying to do. And so what they did was as soon as they got this money, they got it out of their bank and sent it to Citizens Bank. And so I saw yesterday now the Department of Justice is trying to get the money back from the Citizen Bank. And then what this group was supposed to do within 21 days of getting this grant, this money, they were supposed to get rid of it all. They were supposed to send it out. It's money laundering 101. And so now the government's going after Citizen Bank trying to get that $2 billion back. And, yeah, it's interesting, right? So we'll just have to see how it continues to go. Well, all right, my friends, it's noontime. I need to go feed the doggies, cook some lunch for Lorelei, let her sleep a little bit, but get some things done around the house. But we will be back live tonight. I do thank everybody for coming in this morning on my pop-up live stream. So thank you for that. Thank you all for donating to our school supply fund on our PayPal account. We appreciate that. We hope everybody has a great day or great evening, whichever it may be. Enjoy it. And we will be back tonight. Tonight's Wednesday night here in America. This is Wednesday morning. But I'll come back live tonight, everybody. So we appreciate you. Take care, and we'll see you. All right? Everybody good?